Miss me, didn't you? No, you didn't, and I don't blame you. Sorry I haven't made videos much recently due to personal troubles and a fuck ton of writer's block. Reviews have been a bit slow in production to say the least. However, in my time of depression and procrastination, I rewatched The Wind Rises, the Studio Ghibli film from 2013. Yeah, I pronounce it as Ghibli, not Ghibli. I know that's kind of Ghibli is the right pronunciation, but it sounds like a fucking gelatin. It sounds stupid. I'm sorry. As you can tell, this is an animated movie that was directed by a world-renowned Japanese filmmaker, Hayao Miyazaki. This was really created with the intention of it being his final film before his retirement. Lo and behold, it isn't true to my chagrin, but that's besides the point of my review. To focus more on the film itself, it is essentially a biopic of a man named Jiro Hirokoshi, an aircraft designer during World War II. He's presented as someone who wanted to create airplanes out of love, but was forced to create it as a weapon due to the events the quote-unquote world was going through. World War II. This is shown throughout the whole film as he desperately tries to find and create beauty in the most despairing circumstances. I'll go into further detail about that later on since that goes into spoiler territory, but as of now, I'd like to fucking rave about the animation, holy shit. It is godly beautiful. Miyazaki just adores nature and, well, that's common knowledge now. It's shown in every single moment where he has the opportunity to display how gorgeous the scenery is, from the grass and the wind to heavy rain pouring down. Albeit beautiful, it isn't as smooth as other Ghibli films such as Spirited Away, but I don't see this as a detriment to the film, as it's not that distracting. Just the beauty of nature moving in every opportune shot just makes the film feel alive. I couldn't ever be bored with any shot from this film. None of these detailed animations felt extraneous or non-purposeful for each shot it was in, unlike some films. As I talk about this film, the sound design deserves a bit of discussion, as it's some of the most simple and effective sound effects I've ever heard used in an animated film in a long while. In the film, several of the sound effects are actually vocalized for specific reasons. One example is for the planes and specific components of its engine, such as a plane's turbine spinning. The sound produced in the film is something similar to... Whenever a sound like this is presented, it gives off a childlike vibe similar to how Jiro views his love for aircraft as he had since he was a child. On the contrary, during moments like... This is now spoiler territory, I'm so sorry, but to skip all of it, go to this time on screen. Thanks so much. Moments like when the earthquake struck the village, where its foreboding sound is a prolonged and groaning vocal without any extraneous audio effects of the groundbreaking, excruciating detail. The vocal sound effect here instead brings a disturbing, almost human-like quality to the earthquake, as if it's a physical monster causing destruction. This sound design is outright perfect in my opinion, as we're not exactly supposed to be focused on the whole spectacle at hand. Our attention is geared more towards Jiro and how he's experiencing this whole situation. I've been talking quite a bit about the technical aspects of the film and how they elevate the film's quality, but most viewers care about the plot. No, I'm not gonna go in full detail about it, but I'd like to give my critique of it. It does follow the biopic formula where, after several failures, the protagonist finally succeeds, but at what cost? No, I'm kidding. But the plot does follow this formula to a degree. Jiro fails numerous times, but the film doesn't portray his failures very dramatically, as he always tries to find hope even though all around him is despair. From what I said before about Jiro wanting to create beauty in hopeless situations, I like to bring that back because that is his whole reason for living. His adoration for planes could have been muddled in the toxicity of war. However, he didn't care about the war. All he wanted was to create something beautiful. This is even evident in his love with Naoko while she was ridden with tuberculosis. He wanted to keep her from going back to the sanatorium. Not out of selfishness, but because he believed he could find hope where it felt like it was only going downhill. So I may be saying a bit too many positives about this film, so let's bring up some downsides to this film. The dream sequences specifically weren't executed in the best way possible. Jiro has a shared dream with renowned aircraft designer Caproni. which Jiro receives advice from him during, it doesn't exactly portray Caproni as if he's a fantasized creation for Jiro to give himself motivation. An example like this happens when Jiro knows what kind of plane Caproni has made recently in real life, and if it succeeded Flirt or not. It never tends to explain why they actually do share the same dream, or if it's all a fantasy for Jiro's mind. But I do understand its purpose, to show a creator's process and how the end result won't always be 100% your dream. It isn't the best part of the film since it has conflicting evidence whether it's all a fantasy or not. Now, this next criticism isn't mine per se, however several others who have watched this film do have it. Most think that the love aspect of the film felt rushed and forced to their disliking. I cannot say I agree because their relationship started when Jiro's motivation for creating beauty just started, and when it felt like it came to an end, she was there to remind him of how it used to be, before the several failures he had to go through. It isn't a standard relationship where in other films, their relationship develops through tribulations, where in Jiro and Naoko's, their relationship is defined by how it came to be, what it means to Jiro's character, and the film's overall theme of beauty created in the face of horror. The Wind Rises is a film I rewatched 3 times so far in my life, and it's probably one of my favorite animated films. It, as a whole, is a love letter to a creator for sticking to their dreams and going through the trials and tribulations of achieving it. This is such as writer's block because fucking hell I'm going through that while writing the script. Oh, fuck me. Fucking hell. This movie was created with a mature theme in mind and it repeats it throughout the film beautifully. I say go watch it if you're a creator as well and maybe even going through some kind of a block of your own. That's all that can be said about The Wind Rises, so I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. By the way, my next video should be another Afterthoughts review, but I'm trying to focus more time on my big extended review of a certain film. So I hope you guys can look forward to that. Thank you so much for being patient. I'll see you guys later. See ya!